Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I would like to make a video about the German vinyl tag or the vinyl challenge 2024. Now, I'm not from Germany, I'm just from tiny little Belgium. Aber in Belgien gibt es auch eine deutsche Gemeinschaft, also ich denke, ich kann auch an dieser Vinyl Challenge teilnehmen. I'm gonna do this in English because my German is not very good, apart from reading it from a paper. I saw it first from Sound in Grooves, great German YouTube channel, but the actual list was put together by another YouTube channel, Vinyl und. Now I understand that he asked other YouTube users for suggestions and then he narrowed it down to 18 questions. So that's what I would like to do today because the list is very interesting. I thought it inspired me to pick records from my collection. I ran the list through DeepL to translate. I got my records here, so here I go. Question number 1. What is the Holy Grail of your record collection, a rarity or a personal grail? I think one of the rarest objects or items in my collection is this. It's a binder, a leather from Aphex Twin to collect the Analord 12-inch EP series in a binder. This was a very limited item. It was sold through the Reflex Records website. It came with sleeves to put all the 12 inches in. Now, as you can see, I don't keep the records in here because this is these sleeves are PVC. And PVC does weird shit to your vinyl. There's a strange chemical reaction which makes your vinyl change color and stuff like that. So I don't put them in here. It's a collection of 12 EPs, actually 11, but the 10th volume was pressed twice as a black vinyl, but also as a picture disc. So I'm not gonna show them all. I'm just gonna show the picture disc because we vinyl geeks love this kind of stuff. This is it. Aphex Twin logo on the front and the back. Now you're probably gonna ask, how does it sound? Well, let's say that the black vinyl pressing sounds better. That's all I'm gonna say about it. So a very rare item. I'm very glad I jumped on this to buy this when it came out. Question number 2, do you own a record whose A-side is very different in quality from the B-side? Actually, this is a record that I only bought recently, like last week or 2 weeks ago at George and the Bear shop in Genk in Belgium here. It's Roy Ayers' Let's Do It. The first side hasn't really aged well. It's very mediocre disco and soul ballad, and it hasn't aged well, but the B-side is excellent. The B-side starts with Sweet Tears, a great disco track that was also covered for the New Eurekan Soul project from Masters at Work. You Came Into My Life, and Freaky Deaky is like the Roy Ayers take on P-Funk, so it sounds really great. And it ends with a ballad, Kiss. It's very, very smooth, but it's Roy Ayers, you know, and he's known for these smooth kind of ballads, but it works. This one actually works. So the A-side, not so much. The B-side is excellent. Roy Ayers. And it also, the inner sleeve has this iconic picture, so that's a nice bonus. Question number 3, which current record by a German band or artist would you recommend? I would like to highlight a German collective of DJs and producers by the name of Jazzanova. Most of you will have heard of them. In case you haven't, they are from Berlin. They have been around for like 25 years or something. Started off making great remixes, then doing album projects and different stuff and production for other artists. This is their most recent one. It's The Sound of Detroit reimagined by Jazzanova. It is an album of covers from the Strata Records catalog, a legendary jazz label from the United States. And they invited various musicians and vocalists to make this project together with DJ Amir, who is the executive producer on this one. I really like it, it's really good. Came in a nice gatefold sleeve, released on BBE Records. So a very nice album from Jazzanova. That's their most recent one. I'm gonna show you two more. Before that, they released The Pool, a great album. It has some great songs with vocalists like Oliver St. Louis, Paul Randolph, and Jamie Cullum. I listened to it quite a lot. This is, in my opinion, a great album from Jazzanova. So I recommend this one from Jazzanova, and I'm gonna show one more. This is an album from 2008 that was released on Verve, no less. But I have the collector's edition from 2000, I have to check, 2019, yes, the deluxe edition of All the Things. Again, working with many talented vocalists and musicians, including on this one, again, Paul Randolph, but also Azimuth, Joe Dookie, Leon Ware, Jose James, so Fonte, a great album of All the Things by Jazzanova in a deluxe edition with a nice pop-up. There you go. Jazzanova, a great collective from Germany. Question number 4. Do you have a record that features 3 guitarists, 2 drummers, or 4 vocalists? I actually do. Hidden Orchestra. This is the album from last year, if I'm not mistaken. The album is titled To Dream is to Forget. Hidden Orchestra is a project by Joe Akeson. Beautiful soundscapes and jazz and dark electronica. I saw the Hidden Orchestra live last year. So it was Joe on electronics and only 2 drummers as guest musicians. So, and some of the tracks here feature 2 drummers as well. So I highly recommend you check this album if you like the crossover between jazz and electronica, like I said. Great stuff from the Hidden Orchestra. This is their, I think, 4th album, but don't quote me on that. 2 drummers on some tracks, but live show, amazing. Go see it. Speaking of live shows, question number 5. Do you have a live record that was recorded at a concert or during a tour that you attended? Tell us what you remember particularly well. Well, my memory of the night isn't so good because it was a long time ago and it's not really a live album. So I'm gonna do my own twist on this question. Daft Punk. This is of course their classic debut album Homework, which is not a live album, but the first track, Daft on Direct, was recorded in 1995 at a party on November the 10th in Ghent in Belgium. It was the first I Love Techno party that the legendary Fuse Club organized, and Daft Punk was playing a live set there. Now, I don't have my ticket from the night, but I do have the flyer. This is it. So Richie Houghton, Jeff Mills, and Daft Punk live set there. So Daft on Direct was recorded there, and I was there. You're gonna have to take my word for it. I'm sorry, I don't have the ticket. But those nights were great. I Love Techno became bigger and bigger and bigger. It went from 1 room to 3 rooms to moving to a huge venue. And yeah, a legendary parties here in Belgium from a legendary club. I see on the back, organized by the Fuse Club. Yeah, so Daft on Direct from this album, I was there when it was recorded in Ghent. Question number 6. Can you turn crap into gold? Present us a record that you don't like as if it was super great. I have here the most fantastic album of the 1980s. It is, of course, Debbie Harry's Cuckoo. This is great post-punk disco mix, brilliantly produced by Nile Rodgers with artwork from an artist named Giger. I don't really know who that is, Giger. I have a few suggestions in the comments below, please. But this is a great post-punk disco album that you really need to buy. Go buy this now on Discogs. Buy 2 or 3 copies, whatever, just make sure you have it, okay? Right. Question number 7. Which album do you have in different formats and why? This is an album that I showed before, actually. It is Jeremiah Chu in Electric Time. A fantastic album on International Anthem, the label from Chicago, full of vintage synthesizer sounds. I have it on this format in a nice color variant. Come on. Yep, this is it. Because it first came out on cassette a couple of months earlier. Here's the tape. And I'm a collector of all things International Anthem, so it was announced as a tape. I bought the tape, and a couple of months later, they decided to press it on vinyl. So I bought the vinyl again. This is a really great album from Jeremiah Chu on International Anthem. Question number 8. Which record do you listen to most often with your partner or your friends? Now, I would like to give this a very personal twist. It's a song, actually, which my partner and I listened to quite a lot over the last year. In April, my mother passed away after a long disease, and the same thing happened to my mother-in-law just a couple of weeks ago. So it's been a very challenging time, and sometimes just things happen in life that you need to process, which is going to take time as well. But there's one song from a band that we really like that gives us hope and courage. And the song is titled Where You Belong by Little Dragon. Little Dragon is a Swedish band. This is the album, New Me, Same Us. Here's the back sleeve. It was released on Ninja Tune in 2020, and the lyrics go as follows. When I open my eyes, I can't hear your voice. I can't see your smile. I have no choice but to close my eyes tight till I know it's for sure. You've been there all along, right where you belong. So it's a very touching song. We saw Little Dragon also live last year, and then I'm very happy that they performed it live at the show in Brussels. And it's a song that it sticks in our head, because that's what we do a lot when we think about our beloved mothers, that we just have to look in our hearts, and we know they will be there forever. So thank you, Little Dragon, for that very, very beautiful song. Question number 9. Do you have a regular album by a band or an artist that has been released in different countries in different cover variants? This is the one, Madonna. This is the European variant. I like the American cover better. It's a better picture, I believe, but this is the one I have. Madonna's debut album. Some great songs on there, Lucky Star, and especially Borderline. I really like that song. I've always liked it. Holiday and Everybody. So Madonna's debut album. Different covers in different countries. Question number 10. Which one record that you bought as a teenager would you never give away? I picked Terence Trent D'Arby's second album. Now, I would never give away his debut album either. Introducing the Hardline According to Terence Trent D'Arby was a smash when it came out. The follow-up was very controversial in a way. The title is Neither Fish Nor Flesh, a soundtrack of love, faith, hope, and destruction. A big shift in style and in songwriting for Terence Trent D'Arby. A very different album, although the funk and the soul elements were still there. But the lead single, for example, was This Side of Love, which was a rock song, which I still like very much. And he experimented with reverse tape loops, with harp, all sorts of instruments, almost ambient sounds. This was considered a very experimental album. Some critics said very pretentious, but I really like this one, and I will never sell this because it goes out of fashion or anything. It's never been in fashion, so I really like Terence Trent D'Arby's Neither Fish Nor Flesh. Question number 11. Which record did you buy at a concert and have signed on the spot by a band member? I do that quite often, actually, but the band that I would like to show today is a band from Belgium, SX. Unfortunately, the project has been put on hold, but this was their third album, and I thought SX is or were a great electropop band. They are from Kortrijk, city where I was born and raised. We saw them in Kortrijk, and I had it signed by the band members there. So check out this album, Eros. Great album from SX, Belgian band. Question number 12. Which album do you put on when you have a love heartache? Now, I've been happily partnered for the last almost 20 years, so there's not much love heartache going on, thankfully. When you feel bad, I think you, or at least I do, look for confirmation. I'm not gonna put on a happy record when I have a broken relationship. You know, I'm gonna look for confirmation of my pain. And a song that immediately comes to mind is Massive Attack from this album, the classic debut album from the band. The song Lately. The lyrics are heartbreaking, beautiful vocals by Shara Nelson, and with that great sample from Low Rel's Mellow Mellow Right On, a great track, one that I would definitely listen to if I had a broken heart. Massive Attack, Blue Lines. Question 13. Which album cover from your collection is simply art? For this category, I would like to go back to Moax Records. I'm a record label completist, but the smaller independent labels that I want to support. It all started with Moax. The sleeves, the whole concept of the label, of the artwork, that really sparkled my interest for record sleeve art. They had a great team of Ben Jury and Will Bankhead who made the sleeves and the artwork on some records, and for a lot of their records they worked together with Futura 2000, the legendary graffiti artist. So the record I want to show for this category is Uncle's Science Fiction. Great artwork by Futura 2000 there. And this deluxe edition actually folds out. But these here on the side, come on, are booklets with more artwork, more photos. See Mike D from the Beastie Boys there. So this is fantastic artwork. The inner sleeves also came with our own artwork. So Moax is the label that really sparkled my interest, like I said, for sleeve art, for graphic design. And I'm still a big fan of the label and a completist. I almost have every of their releases. James Lovell started Moax and was the man behind this project, Uncle, with DJ Shadow. So, question number 14. Which of your records was the most difficult to hunt down? We live in the age of Discogs, you know, so you can find everything with the click of a button, but sometimes you just want to wait. And with this album, I wanted to wait because it's expensive in the secondhand market. But I was able to find it actually at George and the Bear as well, here in Genk, the record shop. And I could trade it with records that I wanted to get rid of. But it took a while because it's an album from 1995. Michael Jackson's History album. I believe that this will never again be released in this format. It's 3 discs and the controversial lyrics here are uncensored. Controversial lyrics on They Don't Care About Us, which he later apologized for. He was misunderstood. But yeah, I'm very happy. So patience comes to those who wait, I guess. Question 15. Which record in your collection has the earliest release date and what is the story behind it? Charles Mingus. Mingus. Impulse Records. There's a little German twist to this because I bought it at Minty Vinyl in Düsseldorf, and this is an original first German pressing. So, Mingus. 16. Which record has taken you into a completely new world and enriched your life? Well, back to Moax Records. DJ Crush, Strictly Turntableized. The first track that I heard from it was Fucked Up Pendulum, with this completely weird sounds. It was released in 1994. So I was listening to a lot of acid jazz at that time. But this was something completely different, and it turned me on to Moax Records, because that's what it was released on. Moax. From there it went to Ninja Tune Records and Warp Records, and you know, so all different artists, Optekra, Nightmares on Wax, all those great artists from the 90s. And so this is the album that kickstarted it all. I have to say this is a bootleg because I originally bought it on CD. This is a bootleg which you can recognize because the artwork by Futura 2000 is flipped 90 degrees. Don't know it's in which direction. I think like this normally. So DJ Crush, Strictly Turntableized, the album that opened my mind and changed a lot of stuff in music for me. A very important record in my collection. Speaking of bootlegs, which record is your favorite bootleg? I'm gonna go for the most famous bootleg in music history, I think. And finally, question number 18, All Killer, No Filler. Which album are their only good songs? All Killer, No Filler from beginning to end. I'm probably always gonna end up with Inner Visions by Stevie Wonder. One of his classic albums from the 1970s. This is from start to finish, has only good songs, great grooves, and a bona fide classic, one of the best albums of all time in my opinion. So that was it, my take on the German Vinyl Tag 2024. I hope you enjoyed. I sure did selecting these records, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks for watching.